welcome to the guest. My name is Ahina Arthur. I am your host, and I have a special guest in the studio with me as usual. His name is Tope Tedela. He's an award-winning Nollywood actor. How are you doing?
Very well.
You see, it's being humble. That's his nature, you know. Cool, calm, humble, fine, you know. Let's talk about how you started your career in Nollywood, which I think is really interesting because you're a theater and a screen actor.
I mean, like I like to say, I didn't stumble into acting, you know.
Okay.
So I didn't have that. I don't know if it's a privilege, but for me, it was just a case of the only thing that interested me growing up were movies and books.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only things that like could hold my attention. I couldn't see myself being an actor. I just didn't think it was a profession that anybody would just do or any parent would allow someone to do until I had, you know, I tried to go to school to study accounting and that didn't work out. I can now said I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. But I was just confused basically until I just realized that, okay, it's like this is where my heart lies in the arts.
Okay, so you studied mass communication.
I did study
Your parents
mass
were okay with you studying mass communication?
Well, I really wanted to study theater arts, but, you know.
And your parents were cool with you studying theater arts?
I'll tell you something, you know, if you have a child who is not, for lack of a better word, okay, and is being a truant and is having issues at school, and suddenly there's this thing that is catching his attention, and he's studying for it, and he's passing well, and he wants to do it.
You'll be happy.
You'll be happy.
And you give him all the support.
Yes, you just let him go like, oh, okay. It's like he's found something there, just let him do it.
But
so, yeah.
when did you decide to do Nollywood full-time? Because being a full-time actor means that you will have the opportunity to do other things that normal people can do.
So when I was in my first year of uni, I'd done a bit of acting. Not a bit, I did a prominent show at the time called Edge of Paradise.
Okay.
My first or second year. And then after that, my grades went to the gutters. It was in the lagoon. And I didn't want to leave school. So I just put everything acting on hold. And there was a show then called Super Story. I'd done one or two.
We know Super Story.
Yes, you know, so I'd done one or two of those. And, you know, it was like, oh, this acting was, but then I just had to like shelve all of that and focus on school, finish school. And then I went to serve and I came back, I worked for a little bit and I'm just like, nah, acting is the thing.
When did you even start acting? What year?
2012, 2011. 2012, thereabouts.
Okay, so when you began the journey, did you think that acting would be able to pay your bills?
I just didn't see any other way for me. Like, I didn't see any other path that I could follow. I just felt like this was it.
Okay.
For me, like, you know, and in the early years, I tried to also work, do some things, but it just wasn't working. So I just had to, like, just throw myself into it.
Talk about Nollywood and the remuneration, how much actors make. As an actor, you started like more than 10 years ago, over a decade ago. Then maybe actors were paid a certain amount. You started growing in your career, won certain awards and all. As an actor, when do you decide to increase your pay and what standard do you use?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, for you, when did you decide to say, okay, you know what, I think I am what XYZ. Did you fix the amount or you study the industry to say, okay, it's
all of the above, really. It's all of the above. In fact, it's and even abroad it depends on. So if you're doing an independent production, for instance, in certain countries there's like a minimum wage.
Okay.
Meaning like maybe individuals that just put money together and maybe it's below $100,000 or £100,000. There's a certain range. If it's a studio production, meaning that it's in the millions of dollars, there's a pay grade and all that stuff. But here, we really don't have those things. Yeah, so you have to sort of just decide what works for you. Are you going to say, okay, in a certain day, I'm not taking less than 100 naira a day for a day of work, or I'm not taking less than 20 naira for a day of work. Okay, if it's a month, so you just have to.
How do you figure out when to scale up your price, especially when you start winning awards? When do you, does it depend on the production house or the production outfit?
It's a combination of different things. It's the role, it's the amount of days you're working. It's the scale of the production. It's the difficulty of the role. It's the production company. It's many things. Yeah.
Do actors in this part of the world, in Nigeria precisely, Nollywood, consider, royalties? Is that an option that you in particular you're open to?
Definitely. I mean, it's not been it's not a habit that we have, but gradually I'm seeing it come to play. I've done certain projects where there was a project I did like maybe 2, 3 years ago, and some weeks ago the producer reached out to me that, man, okay, finally this film is getting on a certain streaming platform and blah blah blah, as we discussed. You're getting your back end, yeah. So those conversations, and as a producer as well, I've had 1 or 2 deals with like actors that, okay, I may not be able to pay optimum at this point, but once we can get funding or get income.
How has how has the acceptance be for this kind of system of payment, the royalty payment?
Yeah, I feel like that whole thing about having integrity. I think that's really what it is. Say that you do what you do and stick to contracts when you sign contracts and all. Really and truly, that's really what it's about.
Okay, so when you started out in the industry, are there like some mentors or actors you looked up to, and later you found out that you're working with them on set, and you're like, okay, I'm working with this person? Have you ever been starstruck on set?
Yeah, I guess, but also it's also a thing for me about, like, I mean, I can admire your work, I can really admire what you do, but I like to be treated as a human being personally. So yes, I'm on TV or films. I don't want to be objectified or seen as some demigod, because I'm not. So as much as I admire people's work, I would not overly mystify them, because they're human beings and they're falling. And when you start putting people on pedestals, I feel like you're setting yourself up for heartbreak.
Okay,
because people are only
let's
human.
go Hollywood, for example. Who is your favorite Hollywood actor?
Oh, there are many.
Just list one.
Okay, off the top of my head, there's an actor called Benicio del Toro.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, he starred in Sicario. If you ever saw the movie, the Puerto Rican American actor. So yeah.
Okay, so when we come back from this break, we'll be talking more about Tope Tedela's career. So stick around. Welcome back. You're still the guest, and I have Tope Tedela right here with me in the studio. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, so as an actor, you starred in several projects. Is there like a particular kind of character you want to play that you're yet to bring to life?
Not really. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but the way I see it, there are like 6 billion people on planet Earth. Of course, you may not be able to like maybe write about 6 billion people, but I just feel like there are many stories that. So my point is, even if I think there's a story, or there's a character I want to play, I feel like there are many hidden characters, many hidden stories.
Would you like
that
to play a superhero?
I mean, that won't be bad. If it's from Marvel, that won't be bad at all.
Like a Nigerian local superhero. I mean, you starred in Ratnik.
Yeah, it depends on who's making it. Depends on how it's going to be made.
Yeah,
you don't want to look stupid. But yeah, I'm open to whatever, as long as we're acting.
Yeah,
and doing good work.
You recently starred in Conversation in Transit, an upcoming film by Roger Sofeme. That movie was done in a train.
It was.
So tell me, how was the experience?
It was, funnily enough, I'm not sure that was my first time in a train. Maybe I was in a train in maybe 18 years ago.
In Nigeria?
When I was in secondary school. Yes. There's a train that used to plow, like, maybe, I can't remember exactly, maybe Oshodi to Yaba or something like that. But anyway, yeah, one of those, like, dead trains. Did I say that?
See, this is your first time in a modern train.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
it was comfortable, it was good, it was interesting. I loved the people I was working with. It was fun to shoot, it was fun to make. I enjoyed the role I was playing. It was an amazing experience, and I can't wait for audiences to watch it.
Okay, so one other amazing fact about you is that I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, you sort of advocate for women on social media, feminism, women's rights, and wait, why are you staring at me like that? Am I wrong?
I'm listening. No, I'm listening to you. No.
No, I want to know you.
No, I'm listening to you.
So, quick question, are you a feminist?
This question is a tricky question.
Okay.
And it's a tricky question, and I shouldn't be explaining, whatever, but like, it's a thing of, when you hear that word feminism, a lot of people sort of equate it with some negative connotations,
Yeah, I get it.
which I deeply abhor and do not like. But then my point usually is, so because an ideal has extremes, or because an ideal has been bastardized in some way, does it make the core idea of the ideal like wrong or bad or something? Like, will you throw away Islam or Christianity because a certain pastor is doing some shady
Yeah.
stuff with church members or whatever? You know what I mean. So yes, I am a feminist.
I remember one day I was talking to my mom and I told her, I don't know how the conversation led to one thing led to another. And I said, I'm a feminist. She was like, eh? Yeah, what? I said, I am a feminist. She was like, no, never. You don't want to get married. I'm like, how did we get there?
So yeah,
Who said I don't want to get married?
Perceptions and all about, but I just feel like we should create an environment for equity
Okay.
to thrive.
So how did you find this course to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to talk about the gender equality, gender balance, fight for women's
I guess
rights,
some things
and speak against
I guess some
patriarchy.
things just hit close to home.
Okay.
You might have, I'm not saying that's what happened, but maybe I saw a family member who just, you know, just wasted her life because of patriarchy, because of, being a woman and just not having a life. And, seeing men perpetuate just nastiness
Okay.
in the name of being
A man.
Yeah, in the name of being men, and just having a huge disdain for, all things patriarchal
Okay.
and I just hate injustice. I think at the core, I just really hate injustice in all shades and form. If you're a big person, don't prey on a small person. Just be fair, be kind, be just. That's just, so yeah.
Do you think men should be feminist, going by the standard definition of feminism?
I mean, if it's going to work, we need to be allies. We need to, maybe women should just break our balls and just do what they have to do in terms of fighting for their cause, really. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to tell us about other projects you're working on personally as a producer that we should look out
so
for?
I made a feature film titled Country Hard. It's
As
coming to a streaming
a
platform. As a
producer?
producer, yeah.
Really, I know of Country Hard, but I didn't know
Yeah.
you produced the film.
Yeah, I did
Is that
produce
not
it.
what you were nominated for?
Yeah, I was nominated for that. at the end
Okay,
of this year.
interesting.
So it's coming next month to a streaming platform.
Which streaming platform? You can say it.
You
don't want to say it now?
Yes, you just want things to be really, really
Okay, I get that
sacrosanct
thing. You want to
before.
just announce and people be like, oh, really?
Not
We're
particularly. You
surprised.
just want to announce one now, and then tomorrow something will happen, and
Okay.
they will have said, you just want everything to be like set in stone and all. So yeah, it's coming to a streaming platform soon. We're shopping for like another screenplay to produce. I'm thinking of doing my one-man play, Womanizer, but I'm still
On stage or?
on stage.
Okay,
Yeah,
that'd be
my
cool.
one-man play. So yeah, there's that.
Oh.
Yeah, and just
How long does it take you to rehearse for a play? Let's say for Womanizer, you've played it out
I've done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love the run that I did. I was exhausted. I traveled, I came back, I performed it. So I just felt like I didn't. So if I'm going to do it, I need to give it like everything. And
How long will it take you to rehearse for it?
intensively, nothing less than 4 to 6 weeks. Nothing
Okay.
less. Yeah.
Now
to
let's
really
talk about
cook
the
it really
reception
well.
in the theater. You're still persisting. You still push for theater plays. You produce theater plays. But tell me, how has the reception been so far? Although we cannot compare to the screen. Well, tell me about it.
So when you say
Do you do it for
reception-
love? Like, I mean, people coming in, buying tickets, watching,
Well,
audience.
to be honest, I do it for selfish reasons and maybe also for love, but it's not totally altruistic. You get what I mean?
So you still get audience coming
Oh
in?
yes, definitely. I feel like it's a good platform to hone one's craft. Working on stage and the rigors of being
Okay.
of going through the rehearsal process and learning and
Yeah, I get that.
unlearning
But
and
one
all
would
that.
say the theater in Nigeria, it's really not viable as it used to or anymore. Is that the case?
That won't exactly be true. You have
Okay.
theater plays at different places. There's theater at Terra. There's some places opening up.
And people buy tickets to watch and
Yes,
have a good
I
time.
watched the
and-
play over the weekend, over the holiday. I saw a play with a friend of mine, and I paid to go watch it.
Okay.
I didn't use I Know You, Give Me Ticket. I went, I paid, I watched it. So yeah, and I watch plays a lot, and I think people should come out, would come out if they hear about the plays, and if we keep
pushing and advertising, getting sponsorship and all the factors, right?
Absolutely.
You should be the person saying this, not me.
Oh, but you know it all.
Anyway.
I mean, you've said it all, so that's it.
I want you to say something to your fans before we wrap up this episode.
You want me to say something to my fans?
Yep.
When people appreciate my work and tell me how they love what I do, it's really, really humbling. And thank you all so much.
And we hope you voted for him for the Best Supporting Actor category at the AMVCA.
A nomination is as well as a win.
Okay, he has been saying that, but yeah, so congratulations already.
Maybe that's something we say to ourselves to make ourselves feel happy. But really, I'm grateful to be nominated, for real. I didn't see it coming, so it was just like, oh, nice icing on the cake.
Okay, thank you very much, Tope. It was really nice having you on the show.
Me.
Thank you. So you know what to do. Please subscribe to AFOREVO TV YouTube channel. If you haven't, follow this channel. Follow us across all our social media channels. My name is Aina Arthur.